Right now, something could happen that would end life on Earth forever. Not an asteroid, not a black hole, not a nuclear war. The sun could simply disappear. No explosion, no warning, no flash of light, just gone. But here's the part that should terrify you. You wouldn't notice. For the next 8 minutes and 20 seconds, the sky would stay blue. Birds would keep singing. Cars would keep moving. People would keep laughing. You'd still feel sunlight on your skin while looking at a star that no longer exists. And when those 8 minutes finally end, Earth's countdown to extinction begins. Before we uncover what happens next, if you enjoy exploring the mysteries of space and the universe, consider subscribing to Space Chronicles and leave a like. For the next 8 minutes and 20 seconds, nothing changes. The sky stays blue. The sun still shines. Life goes on as if nothing happened. Why? Because the sunlight reaching Earth right now left the sun more than 8 minutes ago. Even gravity is running late. For those same 8 minutes and 20 seconds, Earth continues orbiting the sun as if everything is normal. But when those 8 minutes finally end, everything changes. Then, it happens. The last ray of sunlight reaches Earth, and just like that, daylight disappears. The brilliant blue sky that has covered our world for billions of years suddenly turns black. Within seconds, stars begin to appear, not because it's night, but because the sun is no longer there to hide them. Where a blazing star once dominated the sky, there is now only an empty darkness. At that exact moment, Earth also loses the sun's gravitational pull. Our planet doesn't stop, and it doesn't crash. Instead, it continues moving forward at nearly 30 kilometers per second, leaving its old orbit forever. There is no explosion, no deafening sound, no dramatic warning, just a silent planet, drifting into the endless darkness of space, carrying every ocean, every city, and every living thing with it. The countdown is over. The real nightmare has just begun. Within hours, the temperature across the planet begins to drop. Without the sun, Earth has lost its only natural source of heat. The warmth trapped in the ground, the oceans, and the atmosphere slowly starts to escape into space. At first, most people barely notice the difference. But with every passing hour, the cold becomes impossible to ignore. Around the world, millions switch on their heaters. Power grids are pushed to their limits as cities struggle to keep homes warm. But no power plant can replace the energy of a star. Outside, lakes begin to freeze. Rivers grow colder. Snow spreads into places that have never known winter. Meanwhile, another crisis unfolds in complete silence. Without sunlight, plants can no longer perform photosynthesis. They stop producing the energy that supports nearly every ecosystem on Earth. Fields stop growing. Forests begin to die. The foundation of the food chain starts to crumble, and every living creature will eventually feel the consequences. Humanity is no longer fighting just the cold. It's fighting time itself. This is only the first week, and the worst is still to come. 1 year has passed since the sun disappeared. The Earth that once overflowed with life is almost unrecognizable. The average surface temperature has plunged to nearly minus 73 degrees Celsius, cold enough to freeze almost everything exposed to the open air. The oceans, which once covered more than 70% of our planet, are now buried beneath thick layers of ice. Only the deepest waters remain liquid, protected by the immense pressure below the frozen surface. Forests that once stretched across continents stand frozen in silence. Crops have vanished. Grasslands have disappeared. Nearly every plant on Earth has died. Without plants, the food chain begins to collapse completely. Herbivores starve first. Then the predators that depended on them slowly disappear. For the few humans still alive, survival depends on technology. Underground shelters become the last refuge, powered by nuclear reactors, geothermal energy, and carefully rationed supplies. Artificial lights replace the sun. Hydroponic farms replace open fields. Every meal, every breath of warm air, and every watt of electricity becomes precious. The beautiful blue planet humanity once called home has become a frozen world, drifting endlessly through the darkness of space. Yet even in this frozen nightmare, life refuses to disappear completely. Deep beneath the ice, around hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor, strange organisms continue to survive using the Earth's internal heat instead of sunlight. They may become the last natural survivors of a world without a sun. But what about humanity? Can our species survive? Or is extinction only a matter of time? So, does anything survive after the sun disappears? Surprisingly, yes. While the surface of Earth becomes a frozen wasteland, life deep beneath the oceans has a very different story to tell. Thousands of meters below the ice, hydrothermal vents continue releasing heat from Earth's interior, just as they have for millions of years. Around these vents, entire ecosystems continue to thrive in complete darkness. Giant tube worms, shrimp, bacteria, and other extraordinary organisms survive without a single ray of sunlight. Unlike plants and animals on the surface, these creatures don't depend on photosynthesis. Instead, they rely on a process called chemosynthesis, using chemicals from the Earth's interior to produce energy. For them, the disappearance of the sun changes surprisingly little. Humanity, however, faces a far more difficult future. With enough preparation, underground shelters powered by nuclear reactors or geothermal energy could keep small groups of people alive for years, perhaps even decades. Artificial lighting could grow crops. Advanced technology could recycle water and air. Every resource would have to be carefully managed. But no machine lasts forever. Fuel runs out. Equipment fails. Spare parts become impossible to replace. Even if a few people survive the first years, every new generation would inherit a world colder, darker, and more difficult than the one before. Without the sun, Earth would no longer be the living planet we know today. It would become a frozen world, drifting endlessly through the darkness of space. Yet, hidden beneath the ice, life would still endure, reminding us that nature can survive in places we once thought impossible. As for humanity, our greatest challenge wouldn't be surviving the first day, or even the first year. It would be surviving forever. The sun has risen over Earth every single day for more than 4 billion years. It's so constant that most of us never stop to think what life would be like without it. Thankfully, this scenario is only a thought experiment. Our sun isn't expected to disappear anytime soon, but it reminds us of one incredible truth. Every moment of life on Earth depends on a single star. Now it's your turn. If humanity somehow knew the sun would disappear, what would you do to save our species? Share your answer in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through space and science, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Space Chronicles, and join us for the next adventure. Until next time, keep looking up